So this video is for Julie Johnson. This is the book 1, and then it's lessons 8 through 10. Let me start out by reviewing what we talked in the previous videos. It's the 5-finger pattern and the triads. So 5-finger pattern is kind of like a keyboard thing where each one of the 5 fingers goes on one key, and then it covers the first 5 notes of a scale. You will definitely know by now there's major and minor scale and major and minor triads. So I'm just going to use C major as example. C, D, F, G. That's the C major 5-finger pattern because it starts on the note C. And then C, G, the first note, the third note, and the 5th note forms the C major triad. Okay. A major 5-finger pattern is organized like this: whole step, half step, whole step. And then when it comes to minor, it's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Okay, I think Julie Johnson started out by giving us 3 major 5-finger patterns and their triads because they kind of feel the same for our hands when we play. Like the D major triad, where our third finger is on a black key. The E major triad is the same, and so is the A major triad. So these 3 feels the same when it comes to playing, and then I think that's why they are listed here. They might look like just 3 chords, but they could actually help us harmonize a lot of stuff because that's just, yeah, if you have 3 chords, it's like you have 3 primary colors. There's a lot of things that you could do with that. I think I'll just use Happy Birthday as example. So if it's like, so this is A major triad and then E major triad, and then I'll just use root position. So far I've been using A major and E major. I won't use anything but these 3. So that's the D major triad. So with only 3 triads, there's actually a lot of things that you could harmonize. And what I mean by harmonizing is basically putting chords underneath melodies to make the melodies more interesting. So instead of just playing a tune, then you could have something underneath. And then they talk about the B flat major 5-finger pattern. If you start on B flat, whole step is C, whole step is D, half step is E flat, and whole step is F. So that's basically what the lesson 8 is about. And it reviews minor 5-finger patterns. So major and minor 5-finger patterns is only like the 3rd note. It's different, right? So let's go through this again. So G major would be minor. So the 3rd note is slightly lower. Okay. And then after that, there's a review for major and minor 5-finger patterns. Then we move on to lesson 9. So lesson 9 has to do with triads of a scale. In every scale, you're going to get 7 triads, and the reason being is there are 7 notes in every scale. I mean, there's total of 8, but then the last one is the same as the first one. So, for example, if we're going to go through all the triads for C major, then we just start on the note C. That will be the first note, 3rd note, and the 5th note. Then you move up 1, it will be like this. And since all the notes in C are white keys, you could just go up like this to get all the triads for C major. For the other keys are slightly more challenging in the sense that you have to think about what the key signatures. So let's say if I want to play all the triads of G major, then I would have to know, oh, whenever there's an F, it's actually an F sharp. So that's basically basically what lesson 9 is. You just have to be able to write out all the triads of that particular scale. Okay, then lesson 10, start talking about primary triads. And they start introducing Roman numerals. Before we talk about the Roman numerals, I want to kind of make an analogy. So, like within a family, if there's more than one kid, then you will call it the first kid, the second kid, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. It's kind of like that. So each kid has their own name, right? So we have, like, to say first kid is Johnny, second kid is Daniel, and stuff like that. But Johnny is the first kid, so we call him the first kid, and then Daniel is the second kid. So, for example, in C major, C, E, G is 1, D, F, A is 2, E, G, B is 3, F, A, C is 4, G, B, D is 5, A, C is 6, B, D, F is 7, and C, E, G is 1 again because it's the same one. Notice how some of them are uppercase and some of them are lowercase, and one of them is lowercase with like a circle. So if it's major, then sorry, like somebody's installing a water heater, so it sounds like that. If the thing is major, then it's uppercase. So if the triad is major, then the Roman numeral is uppercase. If the triad is minor, then the Roman numeral is lowercase. But if it's like diminished, which we have never encountered so far, it's lowercase plus a circle on the side. Okay, so basically what it is like, let me play you a few diminished chords. You will sound like, oh, that sounds bad. Like, this is diminished chord. God, that sounds like, what in the world is happening? So, like, this is another one, and then this is another one. These are diminished chords. And that particular chord appears on the 7th note of any major scale. You're going to get that across the board. So that's what this is about. Qualities determine the case if it's upper, lower, or with a circle. In the future, you're going to have augmented chord, but because it doesn't naturally occur in major scales, we're not going to bother with it right now. Then they talk about primary chords. Primary chords are basically the 1 and the 4 and the 5 of any scale. And if you have those 3 chords, then it's really easy to harmonize anything. So remember earlier in the clip, I was able to play Happy Birthday with A major triad, D major triad, E major triad. And those happen to be the 1, the 4, and the 5 of A major scale. So I actually did the Happy Birthday in A major. I'm going to use the 4 chord. Sorry, wrong. Still 1 chord. And it's the 4 chord. 1 chord, 5 chord. Back to 1 chord. So when you have the 1, the 4, and the 5, the primary chords, you can harmonize a lot of stuff. And that's why they are making you writing out like the 1 and the 4 and the 5 in these various keys. Then there's like on page 45, there's review words used in the lessons 1 through 10. Half step is the 2 adjacent keys on the piano. Whole step is when you have 2 half steps combined. Interval is distance between 2 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Key signatures are the flats and the sharps that's at the very beginning of each line. Major scale is, or any scale is you have 1 note and another one that has the same name, and however you divide it up. If it's a major scale, you get whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Triads basically has 3 notes. It's got some kind of third adding and some kind of fifth. So do, a third plus a fifth makes a triad. Primary chords are the 1, 4, 5. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.